guys hear me all right? Tom Brady fan. uh, can you guys hear me? Okay. By the way, before I start, I just want to let Vampire A know. I got your Capcom video ready to go. I already filmed all the parts. I'm right now just, I'm currently, I'm editing it right now. So I've been doing like a lot of filming today. I got 2 videos up already. I'm halfway through my Stellar Blade review. It's just the X-Men video and the Assassin's Creed came out today, and then I filmed your video, and then I had to do the voiceovers for Stellar Blade. So I think hopefully Stellar Blade, I'll have to push it back another week. But yeah, your video will probably come up later tonight. I'd say around, like after the stream, like it's like an after the mystery stream. I'm pretty sure it'll be up by then. So yeah. Hope everyone's doing all right. Hopefully the Celtics take care of the Cavs right now, which the game just started. So, yeah. Yes. All right. So you saw my reaction to Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I'll tell you this game should have come out a long time ago. It makes more sense to take a Assassin's Creed game to Japan than any other era, and I mean that. So. Okay, I want to make this clear because someone, I won't mention who, stated that I now like Disney's Marvel. No, I don't consider X-Men this part of it. It might say Marvel, but it's its own thing. And I said I'm willing to give it a chance. We don't know what's going to happen. Heck, Deadpool and Wolverine might suck. We don't know. I'm simply saying that from what I saw, I love what I saw from X-Men 97. So I'm willing to give it a chance. Before I saw it, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this, what they're going to do with X-Men. So I want to make that clear. We're not on necessarily great terms. I'm saying I'm willing to give it a chance. Let's see what it's a lot of it is nostalgia. They're basing it off of nostalgia. Let's see what its own thing is when it has nothing to connect to. How are you? I am doing all right, Jackie boy. How are you doing? And I'll say this right now. I'm actually quite excited for today's mystery stream because, I mean, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about it by the end of the stream, but I'm so positive no one's going to get it. And here's how positive I am about it. I mean, maybe guys will ask like vague questions, but I'm pretty sure I won't give anything away. But I'm so confident no one's going to guess it. That if anyone does guess it, this is how confident I am. If anyone can successfully guess what the mystery game is before the end of the stream, I will literally do any versus series short matchup you want. You guess it, you can take any 2 characters, and I will do a versus series short of it. Even though I don't like doing versus series, I think versus series shorts are easier to do. That's how confident I am. No one's gonna guess it because all of you poor saps out there have completely forgotten about this game. But this game is very, very important, especially to PlayStation. But all of you have forgotten it. I would even say most of you never even played it. But it is an incredibly important game to PlayStation. And all of you forgotten about it. And I just discovered apparently my save data on it somehow got mixed up, and I actually now have to replay this game. I was like, why don't I have the full campaign done? And I was just like, I'm only up to chapter 2. That doesn't make any sense. So now I gotta replay it. So I'll be replaying this game for like the first time in a long time. So yeah, no. So what questions do you guys have? Start throwing them at me. What's the dumbest gadget I've seen Batman use? Shark repellent for me. Shark repellent. Can I come up with something dumber than shark repellent? No. Shark repellent. That I can't think of anything worse. Would you like to see DC do the same with Batman animated series? No. Yeah, without Kevin Conroy. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can't do it without him. Dead Space 2, not even close. Sly Cooper, I was never a Sly fan. I'm not gonna. You know what? You know what consoles I stream on? It's on PlayStation. It could be a PlayStation 5, maybe a PlayStation 4. Heck, my PlayStation 3 is right here, and I actually got the necessary stream card to stream it. So I think I figured out how to stream on PlayStation 3 games. So that gave me a lot of options. Final Fantasy 8, no, not even close. I hope I'm doing better. I'm doing fine. I'm 100% well. I'm not sick at all. I'm good. I'm doing fantastic. What's your questions, guys? Come on, keep them coming. Maybe you guys will forget about the mystery stream because we got 54 minutes. Metal Gear Solid 3, I already streamed that. I streamed that on Twitch. No, not even close. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Is it a sports related? Nah, not even close. But it's okay, Caleb. Hey, give it up. You guys won't figure it out. I promise you. Just send me questions about what you guys want to talk about. We don't have to think about the mystery game. We can think about that at the end of the stream. We're at the start of the stream. So throw your questions in. Let's have a fun time. Favorite antagonist in Metal Gear? Ooh, that's a good one. Favorite antagonist. I might go with Volgin because Volgin is actually an antagonist. Like, if you actually think about, like, a lot of the antagonists, they seem like they're victims of circumstances. Like, if you look at someone like Liquid, it's like, well, is Liquid bad? Yes, but he kind of had reasons. Is Vamp evil? Yes, he killed Emma and he did some pretty messed up stuff, but there were reasons. And that's what, like, a lot of the villains are. Like, if you take on, like, a lot of the Foxhound members, like Sniper Wolf, Vulcan Raven, people like that, or even the Beauty and the Beast unit, is like, they seem evil on the outside, but, like, once you know their story, they're kind of victims. The only one I can't apply that to is Volgin. Volgin is actually pretty screwed up and a bit of a sadist and just an evil person. So that's why I probably would go with Volgin. You hear Final Fantasy will be multi-platform? They can do that. I heard that. Apparently they're not happy with... I mean, I don't know what the sales were for 16. I heard it was doing well. But apparently they're not happy that Final Fantasy 7 isn't doing well, which doesn't surprise me. If they want to go... I don't know. It was... I thought these games were timed exclusives, especially Final Fantasy 7. So that was on them. So do you think Wolverine might have trouble with Wesker? No, I think Wolverine could take Wesker. I think he could. Which Snake character from Metal Gear is my favorite? Big Boss. No question. Did a whole video about that. He's tied with Auron for being my favorite video game character of all time. I'd have to think hard about it, but it's either Big Boss or it's Auron. I lean a little bit more towards Auron, but like there's a couple things that Big Boss has that Auron doesn't have that pull him back, that kind of put them on like the top of the mountain. So yeah. Packing up for your Star Trek weekend? Really? Where are you going? Is there like some kind of Star Trek convention going on where you are? Or would you be interested to see Wesley Snipes, Punisher, and Wolverine in Mortal Kombat? Not really. I don't think they fit. I mean, I guess logistically, you technically you put any hard R character in a Mortal Kombat game, but like with the properties, it just wouldn't work. I think you could, but like it never happened. Psycho Mantis is a good example. Yes, that's a very good example. Didn't Volgin compose Corpse drive him nuts? When did that happen? Volgin's Corpse? No, I don't recall that ever happening. I mean, I remember they did something with Volgin a little bit in MGS5, but that wasn't Big Boss, so I don't know how that worked. I never really played that game. You don't really want Final Fantasy to be a multi-platform. It's just stay exclusive on PlayStation. I wouldn't mind that either, but like heck, Square makes the rules. I mean, for the longest, I mean, what Final Fantasy isn't multi-plat right now? You can play almost any Final Fantasy game on Xbox. Like you can play 7. You can play old school 7 on Xbox. You can play. I mean, some of the older games I think are harder to play, but like heck, I mean, I personally I would prefer it to be exclusive. I think RPGs do better on PlayStation anyway, but heck, that's up to Square. Thoughts on Earthbound? I'm not too familiar with that, so I can't really say much about it. Who did MK better, Midway or NetherRealm? Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one. I'm tempted to give NetherRealm the edge because technically NetherRealm has made four Mortal Kombat games in the form of 9, 10, 11, and 1, and they've all been great. And then I look at the Midway games. You look at 1, 2, 3, 4 wasn't very good. Deadly Alliance was great. Deception was good. Armageddon wasn't good at all. They also were responsible for MK versus DC. So I look at that. It's like technically Midway had a lot more hits, but NetherRealm has been more consistent. Plus, they've had no Mortal Kombat games I think are bad. I think they've all been great because I've spent a good amount of time playing a lot of them, and I've spent the most amount of time playing Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm still playing that now. So I would have to give the edge to NetherRealm. You would love to see the new Final Fantasy game in a style of 16-bit games. I doubt they do that. Oh, I mean, I wish they would do that. I mean, there's only like a few 16-bit games. I know. I think 1, 2, 3, and 4 are 8-bit. Oh, original 3, not 6. Because a lot of people think that Final Fantasy 3 is actually 6. No, and it's actually 6. It's its own game. So I think 16 and 5. I think you could. Those are 16-bit games. Yeah, I would love to see them update those. Those would be great. What do I do on Star Wars? What did I do on Star Wars Day? For me, it was the annual marathon of movies. I actually had to work, but later today, I'm probably gonna go see Phantom Menace, which will have been like the first time I've seen that movie in theaters since I was a kid. Top 10 superhero backstories. I couldn't do that, Jackie boy. That would take too long. Favorite police game and crime game. I don't really have one, but like I think the closest I can think of to something like that, like it's not my favorite, but I know a game that has you play as a cop and it has like crime elements is. I'm not sure if you remember this game, but True Crime New York City. I'm not sure if you remember that one, where you played as Marcus Reed. I played that one a lot. So yeah. Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. Those are on the Switch. So it's kind of I always thought that like the remakes of 7, if you can call them that, and 16. I thought those were timed exclusive. Like you would get them for like a year, and then they would release them on Xbox. That's what I thought. Final Fantasy 10 is my second favorite game of all time. That's awesome to know. You don't like Armageddon? I don't know. I don't like Armageddon. I don't. Yeah. Interesting concept. I just don't think it was executed very well. I mean, it's an interesting idea that you want to add in every single Mortal Kombat character, but a lot of them felt the same. It was very hard to make them feel different. Their individual towers were not very interesting because even if you beat the game, like the way they did their endings was really cheap, and it wasn't very clear. The story with Shujinko and how he kind of accidentally released Onaga, I thought was okay. But just it felt like a watered down version of Deception. And like with so many characters, a lot of them felt very, very similar. But I did think it was an interesting idea that you could actually create your own character and take like little abilities and parts from other fighters and like create your own. I did think that was interesting, but overall, I don't think Armageddon was a very good game. I without question, it was by far the weakest Mortal Kombat game in the 3D era. I would even say Armageddon was low. I would put Armageddon lower than MK versus DC in just a gameplay perspective. Do you think an XCOM style turn based RPG game on original Star Wars trilogy? Oh, I think that'd be an interesting idea. I would definitely play that. Have you heard of this open world action RPG that's coming out for Phantom Blade Zero? There's a demon coming out this year. No, I have not heard of that. An idea how Barry and Chris go missing when the rest of the Star Team's member enter the mansion, and I don't know what they did. I didn't play that game. I mean, I know the story of Resident Evil 1, but I never actually played, so I can't really say. Final Fantasy 4 is okay. Okay, I wasn't sure. So 1 through 3 are 8-bit, 4, 5, and 6 are 16-bit. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't really know 4. I don't know 4 too well. I haven't really played that one very often. Would you play Gigabash if someone paid you? Probably not. 1 through 6 use 2D sprites. It wasn't until 7 that... Yeah, I know that. About Final Fantasy 7? Yeah, I know that. Do you think a console port of Virtual Cop 3 is overdue? No, I don't think so. I don't think a lot of people would play virtual... Like, how would you even play that? Especially nowadays. I don't mean to remake the 16-bit games. I mean actual new games. Oh, you want new games done in the 16-bit style? I know there are some games that do that, but I don't think you would get them from Square. I think there's definitely some indie developers that I think would happy to make kind of those type of games nowadays because they still come out, but those are indie games. But I don't think a big AAA studio would attempt that nowadays. I don't think they would. You played True Crime Streets of LA. Yeah, I've played both of them, but I liked LA. I liked New York a lot more. I only played LA like once. So did you hear about the rumors of Resident Evil 9? I didn't hear. I didn't hear any rumors about 9. I heard that something was coming up, but I don't know what that is. But like I don't think I'll be interested in Resident Evil 9. To be fair. How do you feel about Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine and joining Deadpool? I'm still on the fence about that because I know the director of Logan was not happy about that because I don't like, is this like, it's weird. It's like, so is this like, from what I've been told, this is not Logan from the end of Logan. That one is dead. So Hugh Jackman's playing a different Wolverine. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I've never been a fan of using multi versions of characters because if that's the case, then there really aren't any stakes. Because I mean, that's what's wrong with the MCU now. It's like, oh, you this version of the character died. Oh, that's easy. You can just grab one from another parallel reality and bring them here. Like, there aren't any stakes. So, yeah, when for the longest time we avoid doing that in X-Men, but like now that they're introducing that, I'm just not sure if I'm happy with that. Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PlayStation 1 and N64 did a better job of adding all the yeah, but but here's the thing. Compared to when Armageddon came out, like, even with Trilogy, that's a small cast. Like, if you compare the cast at that time compared to the cast of Mortal Kombat, like, it's not even close. Like, I'm curious. I think Mortal Kombat Armageddon had, like 60 fighters. How many fighters were in Mortal Kombat Armageddon? There were there were 62 characters. Yeah, there was over 60 characters. How many fighters were in Mortal Kombat Trilogy? Yeah. Mortal Kombat Trilogy had 30. Armageddon had 62. So, like, it had twice as many. So, like, 30 seems very, very small. In fact, I think there were even more characters in Marvel vs. Capcom than Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So, yeah. What are my top 3 monks in Final Fantasy? I don't know. I never used that job class. I think the job classes I stuck with for most of my playthroughs, because I think the job class was very prominent in 5, as far as I can remember. It might have been in 4, but I know it was very big in 5. The ones I stuck to the most were Knight and Berserker. And I think I would have like a white mage, but like I would typically keep like 3 people and like 2 total offense, 1 a mixture of attack and defense, and 1 healer. I hardly ever really needed magic. And I don't think I've ever really used summonings either. In the fantasy world, would you hit the gym for a woman? Of course, but if I'm in the fantasy world, I think it'd be a lot easier to get in shape. Would I go on a date with Tara? Yeah, absolutely. Why'd you retract that? Jackie boy, why would you retract that? Would I go on a date with Tara? Absolutely. I mean, after Final Fantasy VI, she loses all her powers, and all she's doing is hanging out with a bunch of orphans. I mean, so I'm not sure if she would be up for dating, but like, would I take her out on a date? Absolutely, no problem. She's a beautiful looking girl. Although I'd have to be younger, or you'd have to age her up because she's still young, and I'm 33, so I don't want to be seen as a pedophile. Although to be fair, there were some pretty extensive age gaps between married couples back in the day. So, when did Call of Duty fall off for me? Oh, I think the last Call of Duty game, well, I mean, it fell off a bit, then I came back, but like, it fell off for me after Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 was like the last one I recall playing. I might have like dabbled in games like Advanced Warfare and Ghost, and then I may have dabbled in them, but like I think it really fell off a cliff with the most recent one because I do recall liking the remake of Modern Warfare and maybe the second one, but like after that, it was like once the campaign that was like a non-factor, like that's when I stopped playing. So yeah. I think someone should make Operation Javier scenario Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles its own game rather than an anthology. You know, something funny, Black Wolf? I actually talk about that game in my upcoming top 10 Capcom games. So, yeah, I actually have quite a bit to say about that. What is the most predictable movie plot I've ever seen? Endgame. And I haven't seen that movie, but I knew what it was. To this day, I have still not seen Avengers Endgame. That is a movie I will more than likely never watch. But like once I got out of Infinity War, I knew what the plot to Endgame had to be because they had written themselves into a corner that they could not get out of, and I knew it, like when the finale of your like 20 movie series over 10 years is the most predictable, that's when you really messed up. So easily Endgame. And again, haven't seen it, but I knew I was right. Live Alive is a 16-bit HD. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, Black Wolf, I have that already. I've played that. I've reviewed that. Like, if you're gonna remake a 16-bit game, that's how you do it. Like, I would love to see them do that with like Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy 6 and 6. I would love to see them. I would absolutely rebuy them at full price. What are some things of technology, especially in this generation, I don't agree with? That I don't agree with. I don't know. That's hard to say. There's a lot of technology I either don't know I'm using or I'm not really aware of. So it's hard to say something of this generation I don't agree with. I mean, I will say that social media hasn't really been as helpful as some people may have thought when it first came out, but that's probably the closest thing. What is my favorite X-Men movie? Yours is Logan. Mine is X-Men Days of Futures Past, which is by far my favorite team comic book movie of all time. I would watch X-Men Days of Futures Past long before I ever watch an Avengers movie again. And I actually haven't. Like, I haven't, like, I think I've probably seen, like if I take all the Avenger films, I've probably seen them all combined less than 6 times. Like, I've seen the first one only twice. Like, I saw it the first time and I didn't really like it, and then I saw it again, but I had to see it with a friend of mine so he could explain. Like, we literally, the first time I saw the Avengers, I didn't like it in theaters, and then the second time I had to watch it with a good friend of mine, and we literally, like, as we were watching it, I was pausing it and I was asking him to explain this. And then by the time we were done, so it took us like 4 hours to get through Avengers 1. And then by the time we were done, I was like, okay, this movie's okay. Now that you've in detail explained it to me. And then Age of Ultron, I only ever saw that once in theaters. and then Infinity War. I've only seen that in theaters, so a total of 4 times. All the Avenger films, total 4 times. Have never seen Endgame. Will never see Endgame. But Days of Futures Past, I've already seen that like 20 times, easily. In fact, I'll say this: a lot of MCU movies I've only ever seen once. Like, there's only literally 3 MCU films that I think are great films that I've actually seen more than twice. Like, out of all their films, only 3 of them I think are great films. The other ones I've seen only once, and I've like never seen them again. Mortal Kombat DC was so bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Have any? Okay, you're not. That's not for me. I asked you, would you date Tara on an earlier stream? That's why I deleted it. Oh no, it's okay. If you send a question again, I don't mind answering it. There's no problem. Tara is 18, so I don't. Oh yeah, I think I'm too old. Yeah, 18, 33. That's too much of a gap. So I think if I were 10 years younger, at 23, I think that'd be cool. But I don't know. So much time has passed. Maybe Tara's in her 30s by now. That'd be cool. Which main villain from the last Modern Warfare trilogy did I find intimidating? None of them. I didn't find any of them intimidating. Not really. Which one of my top 10 games do I revisit the most? Oh. Ooh. Which one do I play the most? It's probably Final Fantasy X or Resident Evil 4. I want to say 4 because I always make sure to go back and replay that one. I would put my money on Resident Evil 4. Yeah, probably 4. But I always go back and replay them every once in a while. Just I think that's the one I know I revisit the most. Sorry for bringing this up, but which game would you erase from existence? 13 or 7 remake? Damn, that's tough. Probably remake 7. Because it's not necessary. Because at least with 13, I have a standard for which all bad games cannot... Like, that's the low point. That is the low point. You know, I will never play a game as bad as that. That affects me that much and puts me in a depression and almost convinces me to quit gaming. Like, so from that point on, there was all I could go was up. So I think I needed that game to hurt me that much, just so I know that no other game past that point would ever hurt me like that again. 7 is just unnecessary. So I would erase the remake of 7. I would erase that. So do you think Horizon Forbidden West sequel will be good? I don't see why it wouldn't be good. Joke question. Who's hotter, Kefla or Carnage? Well, I don't know. Carnage is a little crazy. I mean, who's hotter? I mean, Carnage is all red. So I guess you could go in that direction. 18 is still adulthood. I understand 18 is adulthood, but like me personally, like for my dating rules, I have limits. Like I would never date someone like who's who's younger than me by a certain amount, unless it was someone really, really, really special, which that hasn't happened yet. So yeah, I have like strict dating rules, like as for who is eligible. But you do. What was or were some things from the reboot Planet of the Apes trilogy that broke me? Broke me in what way? Like in a sad way or like in a happy way? Because I think the Caesar trilogy I thought was great. I don't think I'm gonna see this newest one because it just doesn't interest me all that much. But like the Caesar trilogy, those are all great, fantastic films. I saw all 3 of them in theaters. Personal question: what was the hardest time of my life and how did I overcome it? Ooh, dad passing. That was definitely the hardest one. How did I get past it? I don't think we really have because I'm still kind of embarrassed. Like, I don't know about your guys' living situation, but the idea that at age 33, I'm now older than my dad was when he became a parent, and yet the economy and like inflation is so bad that I still have to live with my siblings. Like, my little sister's birthday was just a few days ago. So the idea that my eldest sister is in her 40s, I'm in my early 30s, and my youngest sibling is 28 now. So in like a year or two, she's going to be 30. And I just don't like the idea that we're all still living together. That's something I hate. So I think if Dad were still alive, I think we would have split up and been on our own a little bit sooner. So I really think losing Dad when we did seriously derailed all of us, and we're still feeling the effects now. I still don't think we've ever fully recovered, and I don't think we ever truly will, because I think had Dad passed in his 70s or even 80s, I think we would have been okay. But the fact that Dad passed away in his mid 60s was really upsetting to us. We were not ready for that, and my dad was so healthy. Like literally, when I got the call that one of my parents passed away, like 90% sure I thought it was my mom. So to find out that it was my dad, that was, I did not see that coming. And just so you guys know, you guys are good with personal questions. Yeah, there's very few personal questions I won't answer, but I appreciate that service. I really do. Because heck, I like you guys. I'd love for you guys to know more about me personally. Because heck, it makes me feel more connected to you guys. Also, if you erase 7 remake, there's a bigger chance that you can never experience it. Exactly. Did Django from Django Unchained become a hero of yours? No. It was a fun movie, but Django was not a hero for me. Have I tried out sports when I was in school? Outside of PE in elementary school and weight training in high school, no. I always felt personally like here's my viewpoint. For sports, it was simply because of my size. If I were at least 6 feet tall or 6'2", I would have tried out for a sport. Like if I was like 6 foot, 6'2", I would have tried out for basketball. Because I firmly believe that basketball is a tall man's game. Like if you're under 6 feet, you can't be great. And like there's like a few players that are like under 6 feet, but like they're not known for great players. They are known for being below average in a tall man's game. Football, I wish I had done my research more about that, because I felt the same way about that with my height. Like if I was like 6 feet or 6 foot tall, I would have tried playing football. But then I find that like a lot of my favorite players are like not 6 feet tall. Then had I known that, I might have given football a shot. Like my favorite player of all time is Julian Edelman, number 11 for the Patriots. He's my favorite player of all time, and me and him are the same height. And he plays at my favorite position, which is wide receiver, which is the position I would have at least picked wide receiver or running back. I would never have considered playing quarterback or playing safety or defense. I would want to play on the offense. So the fact that I found that out, I was like, oh my God, and he's like fantastic. So I wish I'd known that more about football, and I would have given it a shot, because I'm 5'8", so yeah. Have I ever played Danganronpa? No, I'm not familiar with that. Have I ever had a friend who showed their true colors and you decided to cut ties with them? Yes, that has happened on a number of times. It's something that it's happened multiple times. I mean, I've had several people that I thought were like real friends, and I did a lot for them, and then for whatever reason, I just, yeah, that's happened many times. But, there have been a few times where, I've seen true colors, and there are people that have stuck with me. But I think we all experience that. So yeah, I've experienced that, and it sucks. But life moves on, and if that person didn't want to be in your life, then they probably weren't worth it. Out of all the World War II games, can I remember one particular part of that war that shocked me and terrified me? World War II games? Okay, so I think you're asking, was there a moment in a World War II game that shocked me? That shocked me. No, I can't think of any particular moment. And I've played games like, old school Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, which a lot of people forget about, Medal of Honor. But no, I can't remember any particular moment in any of those games that shocked me, because I as someone who really follows World War II, that's like my favorite war to study and follow and learn about. I know about all the shocking things, so I don't think they could have ever put anything in a video game about World War II that would have ever shocked me. So, any favorite Call of Duty levels? No, but I will say this. There is one level that is the hardest level in Call of Duty history that I hated it. I hated trying to go into it. And I'll tell you what it is. Hang on, I gotta double check this one. Because I call this level, and I had to beat this on hard and difficulty, so this was like the hard. This is veteran. All Call of Duty World at War levels. I gotta see the campaign. Okay. I think it's Heart of the Reich, Call of Duty World at War, veteran difficulty. You will want to kill yourself because of one section, and I call it Grenade Alley. It is this entire long section just before you get to the steps of the primary building. It is literally raining grenades. This one section took 3 months to get through, and I literally had to print out like a blueprint map of this one section, and I had to meticulously plan out every single movement, because literally on veteran difficulty you can get killed in one hit, but like every time you turned around there was a grenade. It was like, oh, grenade over here, and like you couldn't pick them up and throw them fast enough. Like you run across the street, I get run over by a truck. I stand up, I get shot in the head. I turn around, there's a grenade. I throw that grenade. Oh, I get popped. This took 3 months. And mind you, you have to beat this game with a veteran to get the platinum trophy. So that's how you know I did it. But I've only gone through that once. I never want to go through that again. Like, I was happy to get through, but to have just, not just the level, a section take months. And mind you, this was before I had like a job. So I had like a lot of time to play video games back in the day. So 3 months for one section is insane. That is easily the single hardest experience I've ever had in a Call of Duty game. Nothing comes close. Do I still play my ukulele? Yeah. It's still here. Yeah, it's still here. Yeah, I'm a little rusty because I've been busy at work. But once I drop the second job, I can kind of I can okay. And I'm pretty sure I've tuned it too. Pretty sure. But yeah. But yeah, I still have it. Okay, Jackie Boy's got to go. All right, you're probably not here by there, but thanks for stopping by. It happened to me a lot when I was in school. People who I've supported through their hardest times start to mistreat me. Yeah, I've experienced that too. Yeah, there was one particular one that I did a lot for this person, and I did a lot of things I've never done for anyone else, and like it seriously backfired. But I mean, I kind of took it as like a life lesson that don't go that hard for certain people until they've shown that they're worth it. So over time I've kind of been like I'm not gonna go this hard for someone until they show me real effort that they care for me at least as much. And I've learned that the hard way. Was there anything to criticize about the reboot Planet of the Apes trilogy? I can't think of anything I didn't like. No, I can't. I genuinely can't think of anything I didn't like. I liked them all. They were telling a continuous story. I think the characters had really good development. They were very good story elements, and each one felt different with their tones. So no, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head I didn't like. By the way, did I quit my RHK job net? No, unfortunately not. I'm have to push leaving that job till the end of July, right before I go on my trip to MGS Con. That's probably when I'll quit, because I made a dreadful mistake 6 months ago that's kind of hurt me very badly, and it's kind of forced me to have to stay an extra month longer than I would like, unfortunately. I currently have a friend from college who still owes me money. That sucks. That sucks. And we still got 19 minutes before the mystery stream starts, so we're doing good. And damn it, we're tied. And we're in the second quarter. Hopefully Boston kicks up a notch. Do I visit Vegas often? Buddy, I live in Vegas. What are you talking about? Do I have any favorite memories of my dad? There aren't many, but there are a few. I mean, just a few of them off the top of my head. I remember playing catch with my dad in the same house that he played catch with his dad. That house isn't there anymore, and it's in Maryland. In this little town that isn't even on the map, and the only way you can get there is if you know how to get there. Like it's one of those cities. I remember having some good memories, seeing some movies with my dad. I can remember every single movie in theaters I ever saw with my dad, just me and him. I can remember all of them. So those were some good moments. And we only did this once, but I was learning to drive, and I was renting a car, and I had no training at night. So I had just gotten my license, and I was just kind of scared to drive it home. And Dad literally left home and drove to where I work now still, and he guided me home. Because for up to that point, I had always taken the bus or ridden my bike, so this is the first time I was driving a car, and we only ever got to do this once. But like, he literally he stayed with me the entire time, and I drove home, and I was terrified to do it because I was scared to drive at night. So there's that. So I mean, I didn't have like the most loving relationship with my dad. It was mainly based off of respect. But you know what? I think as the years have gone by, I kind of tend to forget some of the darker times and kind of want to focus more on the more positive ones. I mean, the city. I live in this. Dude, I live in Las Vegas, so I'm always in the city. I mean, if you're talking about the Strip is not all of Las Vegas. Like, the entire valley is Las Vegas. Hi, Red Guilty, how you doing? Do you think you could eat Naga Viper peppers? I don't know what those are, but probably not. Has nostalgia ever made me cry? Not that I can recall. I don't really cry for nostalgic reasons. You think the year 2017 was cringy because of all the Linkin Park music and Spike TV? No. Why would I think it was cringy? That's when Minutes to Midnight came out, and that was a good album. I mean, it was a step down from Meteora, but no. Didn't bother me at all. I mean, I would say that was probably the time where Linkin Park was probably the most well-known. I mean, I think Meteor was kind of the peak of their popularity, but I think by 2007, to have their song in Transformers, which was a massively successful film, and I think commercially that's when people knew about Linkin Park the most. So no, I don't find that period cringy. And I was still in high school at the time. What is the stupidest theme park ride I've ever ridden? It's a Small World at Disneyland. That was stupid. I was like a kid at the time, so I just didn't want to be on there. What do I write about in my journal? Mainly just what's going on in my head, or if something's happened that day. You know, just to keep track of my thoughts at that period in time. Stuff like that. Typical stuff. Oh my bad. For some reason, I had the feeling you lived in another part of Nevada. Nope, nope. I'm still in Vegas. I like to leave Vegas and live somewhere else. Naga Viper peppers can reach. Damn, that sounds pretty bad. Cerberus, you have a friend who you've known for 9 years and something we still talk about memories from elementary school and high school. That's awesome. I've known my brother for over 25 years, and we still talk about the good times back then. What is the worst anime film or show that I've ever seen? I can't think of any because I can't think of any animes I thought were really bad or awful, to be fair, off the top of my head. And we still got 14 minutes. Do you think the... Okay, do you think the first, third, or fourth records are the best of any singer or band? That's hard to say, because I think every artist is different, so you can't... It's hard to say, so... I mean... I think it depends on the artist. It's going to be different. Did I see Linkin Park live before? No, I never got a chance to see them live. I wish I were 5 years older, because then I probably could have seen them in concert. Like the period of time I would have wanted to see them in concert was probably during the Meteor or Minutes to Midnight period. But by then I wasn't old enough to go to concerts by myself. So, yeah. You wanted to start a journal myself, so I wanted to ask. Oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, I'm someone who's like a big history buff, so I'm a big fan of history. So, I'm all for. I always like writing stuff down, and then being able to look back and see how I've changed over the years. That's why I do it, because sometimes you can't necessarily remember how you were back then. So if you write your thoughts down at the time, if you go back and revisit it, then you'll see how you've changed. What are my thoughts on California? Awful. I hate California. I mean, I have to go there so much, but like I've lived there, and it's just not a good place to be in. Favorite character from The Matrix? I think Morpheus. I think he's pretty cool. I'm not gonna go generic and say Neo, so I probably go with Morpheus. What is my favorite monster design in Resident Evil 4? The Iron Maiden. No question. Those things are creepy as hell. Which country you believe has the most beautiful women in the world? I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't say. I haven't been around the world enough time. I was born in Europe. I've spent most of my life here. And the only other country I've ever visited is Taiwan. So I don't think I can answer that until I've actually traveled around the world more. Do I remember watching Zoids, The Central Zero? Yes, I think we talked about this last week, and it came on early on Cartoon Network, and I would typically watch like a few episodes, like an episode or two before going to school. You're gonna try your first concert next month? Really? What are you gonna go see? Chester Bennington was once the lead singer of another band. I heard about this, but I haven't really heard any songs from there. Do I like Queen? I liked a few Queen songs, but I wouldn't say I'm a Queen fan. Like there's like 5 songs that I really like, but I wouldn't actively say I'm a Queen fan. Do I like rock and metal more than hip hop and rap? I would say perhaps yes, because I don't like rap at all. But I like rap, but like I'm not like a big metal fan. So it's like, do I like hip hop or rock more? I would say I like rock more. But I'm not really a metal fan. But I know there's a few metal songs I actually like. But like rap, I'm not really a big fan of. It's like it's kind of balanced. But I think I'd give the edge to rock and metal than hip hop and rap. Why is California bad? My friend says you can look like a second world country. Oh my God. Crime rate is low. Homelessness is everywhere. It's like the air is polluted. It's just not a great place to be. It's just unfortunate that like a lot of events that I'm going to are in California. So like I'm planning on going to MGS Con again, but like that's where all the main conventions are. Like I'm planning a day trip to Disneyland the day before MGS Con. So I'm making it like a 2-parter. And like I've lived in California and I've worked in California. It's just not a great experience. And we got 10 more minutes. Would you like your brain to function like a computer without any pain or problems? I think we all would like that. You're going to see a vintage silver for the metal band. Oh, okay. All right, well, I hope you have fun, Vamp. Are there any legendary rock slash metal British bands and singers I like? Probably not off the top of my head. Would I consider Linkin Park metal? No. No. Definitely rock. Not metal. And we got 9 more minutes. We better do something. When you first watch, oh dear God. Oh, why I gotta bring this shit up again, Cerberus? When you first watched movie 43, what was the guy's reaction to my screaming? I think he just kind of sat there and understood that I don't understand what the fuck I'm watching, and I don't know why I'm so here. I think he didn't care. He was sitting in the low end, so like I was so far up, like I don't think he cared. I think he understood because I don't know why he was there because he could have easily left. Like a small part of me thinks like he was there to support me even though he didn't know me. Like I was as loud as I wanted to be in that theater, but like it was only 2 of us. You live in Cottonwood, Arizona. Better living and affordable. Oh man, I've lived in Arizona before. I went to college in Arizona. That's a place I would like to live in. Did I see the movie Mars Attack made in '96? Yes, I did. That's a fun little movie. And we got 8 more minutes. Now you guys can send in your questions, but pretty sure no one's gonna guess the mystery stream that we'll be playing in like 10 minutes. What other colors are my favorite besides green? I like blue and red. In that order. Green, blue, and red. Did I ever win any medals or trophies? No. No, I didn't. I wasn't really that into sports and all that stuff. How did it feel being in such an empty theater? It was an okay. I think it depends on the movie because I've actually been in a few movie theaters where I was literally the only one in the movie theater, and that was perfectly fine for me. I think it just depends on the movie. Have I seen the movie The Room? Yes, and it is hilariously bad. In a good way. So, do you think Ahsoka Tano would be able to handle surviving a run-in with Dooku? No. No. If Ahsoka Tano had to engage Dooku, if she didn't get the hell out of there immediately, she'd be killed. Immediately. No question. Even later on in her life. Dooku would destroy Ahsoka. 6 minutes and no one's figured out what the game is. I'm quite happy with myself. Have I ever been to a WWE event? No, but WrestleMania is here, and I'm not sure if I want to try to go. Like, I think the fact that WrestleMania has been all over the place has kind of been like a reason why I would never go to WrestleMania, but now that WrestleMania is coming here, I'm like, should I go? I don't know. Have I seen Sisu made in 2023? I don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. By the way, I forgot to mention, you played Nier Automata kind of for the first time today and played Metal Gear Rising immediately afterwards. Those are 2 phenomenal games, fam. Alright, we got 5 more minutes. Do I like cats? Yeah, I like cats, but I'm a bigger dog fan. I've lived with cats, and they were cool. I had this, I was living with my uncle for about 6 months, and they had 2 cats. One was Sadie, and the other one was named Aries. And Aries seemed to like me a lot because Aries would always want to come in the room I was living in at the time, and he would always like to just sleep on my chest. So, yeah, I'm fine with cats, but I would prefer if I had to pick between getting a dog or a cat. I would pick a dog. What's my favorite Keyblade ever? The Oblivion. Easy. Nier Automata and Metal Gear Rising remind me of each other. That's why. Yeah, that's understandable. I hear cats poop a lot. Well, that's why you get a litter box and you just teach them to go there. It's dogs you have to worry about because, like, if you don't train them, they'll just poop anywhere. But, like, as long as the cat knows that there's a designated spot, that's where they'll go. So, movie about Finnish soldiers taking on Nazis that want gold, action, gore. I'm not familiar with that one. And we got 4 more minutes. Okay, we're tied again. Got any last questions? Got any last guesses? Favorite Jack Nicholson movie? Probably The Batman. Do I like a... What? G-Law, is that a joke question? Are you screwing with me? Do I like Assassin's Creed? Where have you been the last 10 years? Of course I like Assassin's Creed. Dude, I got 2 of the games right here. And more in the back. I have like 4 Assassin's Creed Collector's Edition figures. I got a black flag. Dude, I got an Assassin's Creed Black Flag right here. What kind of question is that? We doing a Mass Effect game or something? Oh my god. Zach, you are so cold. No, dude, I feel proud about myself. None of you were going to guess what this game is. And there's been a hint in your face this entire time and no one's noticed it. I'm so proud of myself. I hear the new Assassin. No, Vep, I promise you, that's not woke. That's not woke. There actually was, historically, a legendary black samurai. I think they're using that guy. That is not woke. I did not expect them to bring that guy in. But, like, there actually is a historically legendary black samurai. There's only one of them, and I think they're using that guy. I did not see that coming. And there were plenty of female shinobi that were trained as assassins. So, like, to have a female protagonist in the shinobi and a black samurai, that's historically accurate. I doubt they teamed up because samurai and ninjas typically didn't ally themselves, but, like, that 100% that's not woke. I vouch for that. Okay. I'm excited for this because I didn't expect them to bring that character in. If Batman literally was no kill role, would some of you disagree with him? Probably not, because there's a version of Batman that does kill people. Assassin's Creed, no. A friend told me, your friend is wrong. It's not woke. I defend this game. It's not woke. Promise you. Is it Horizon? No. And you guys got 1 more minute before we jump onto the stream, so I prepared myself. So I had quite a lot of fun with this stream. I feel pretty proud, and I hope a lot of you guys joined in the live stream for the mystery game, because I promise you, all of you guys, I don't know why Arkham Knight was hated. It was a great game. What's the problem? I'm quite proud of myself because none of you were going to figure out this game. None of you. I could have bet anything, and none of you would have figured it out. All of you guys, when you guys see it, how would I describe myself? A man still trying to get by. Still trying to find someplace he belongs. That's how I would describe myself. And we are... Okay, good. Celtics are winning. We're good. We're up. And I'm ready to jump onto the mystery stream. No, it's not Metal Gear Solid 4. But I will see you guys in about 3 minutes. to the mystery stream, and maybe you guys will have some old memories of this game. But I doubt any of you guys have even played this game. So I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes, and I hope you guys have had a lot of fun with this live stream. And heck, let's hop up to the mystery stream, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. So until then, I'll see you guys soon.